Brett and Bart found this Marvel Toys for Tots poster hanging in a Burger King window in 1969. They were just 11 years old when they asked if they could have it. Once the campaign ended, they took it home, tacked it to their bedroom wall, and kept it for more than 50 years. Now, that same poster, designed by comic legend Jack Kirby, has made its way to our studio, where we're going to try to bring this rare piece of Marvel history back to life. Meet Brett and Bart, twin brothers, lifelong collectors, and artists in their own right. Bart Mixon specializes in makeup and creature effects, having supervised work on Fright Night Part 2 and Stephen King's It, later contributing to a number of modern Marvel productions. Brett Mixon is a visual effects artist who's worked on films like Terminator, Mortal Kombat, and plenty others. He also played a part in Captain America, though not the one you're probably thinking of.
Canon Films did a low-budget Captain America movie around 1990. So you got to work on the good Marvel movies.
That's right. You worked on the
the
bad
not so good Marvel movies. But it was still fun to work on a Marvel movie.
We are so grateful to have gotten the opportunity to sit down with them and hear about their connection to this piece, their appreciation for Jack Kirby, and the full circle moments that come from working on projects featuring the very characters they grew up loving. The first step is to remove the tape and adhesive residue from the back of the poster. Tape is highly acidic, and over time it can calcify, stain, and weaken the paper fibers. We also need the surface to be clean so our water-based adhesive can properly adhere to the paper during the backing process. To remove it, we use a combination of specialized tools and solvent, along with a rubber cement pickup to lift away any leftover residue. Given the poster's size, paper thickness, and condition, we opt to paper back the piece rather than add a canvas backing. Paper backing provides the right amount of support while keeping the piece lighter. We will use a Japanese paper called Okawara that is made from long kozo fibers, giving it exceptional strength while keeping it extremely lightweight. Before mounting, we begin with our standard cleaning process. Washing the poster with filtered water and a mild detergent helps remove surface dirt and impurities in the paper.
Our first book was Spider-Man #6. We got when we turned 5 in 1963, and that made us like Marvel fans. And so we started collecting then, and we've been fans
ever since. And from being Marvel fans, we specifically became Jack Kirby fans, which is why this piece is so...
I see. So what is the story behind how you guys acquired this piece?
Well, like I said, we were comic book fans, or Marvel fans, and particularly Jack Kirby fans since we were about 5. And then in 1969, there was a local Burger King, and they had this in the window because they were participating in the Toys for Tots toy drive. So we saw it and we went in, and I guess we must have begged and pleaded with them if we could have it. And so I'm sure they said once the campaign was over that we could come back and get it. Unfortunately, as kids, you didn't know to not put things in direct sunlight or put tacks in the corners. So yeah, so that's why it was yellowed, because it was on the wall for probably through high school.
So 6 years it would have been on that one wall
so
getting sunlight.
damage.
I see.
That's why it was so yellow.
With the sun damage and long-term acid discoloration in mind, we use a bleaching agent to reduce the acidity and brighten the overall tone of the paper. We're often asked how this process doesn't harm or fade the inks. Conservation-grade bleaching agents target the discoloration within the paper's cellulose fibers, not the pigments in the printed inks. Because the pigments are far more chemically stable, the inks remain unaffected as long as the bleaching solution is used at the correct strength and for the appropriate amount of time. Reducing the discoloration causes the pigments to appear richer and more vibrant, much closer to how they would have looked when the poster was first created. Next, we apply our reversible acid-free adhesive to the back of the poster and mount it onto Okawara paper, which has been secured to a board, ensuring it dries flat. Once the poster is fully dry, it moves into restoration, where we address any cosmetic issues the client wishes to have corrected. In this case, Brett and Bart mainly wanted the pinholes filled in, as the cleaning process had already brought the colors remarkably close to their original appearance.
There was a guy from LA who licensed all the Marvel characters in the late 60s. And from that, they created a fan club called Marvel Mania. He enlisted like local comic book clubs to kind of run the business. And so they were trying to figure out ways to promote Marvel comics and Marvel characters, and they came upon the idea. There was the Santa Claus Lane Parade and Parade of Stars or something that they used to do in Hollywood, and it's since changed the name to the Hollywood Christmas Parade. But the original idea was that for Marvel characters to appear in this parade, they approached the Toys for Tots, and they worked out a deal where the Marvel heroes would be involved with it. No, they were going to have like a rally in LA, which is what this is a poster for the at the Pan Pacific Auditorium. They had like a big rally for Toys for Tots. To get into the rally, you had to bring a toy, donate a toy. So this was like apparently went over very well. It was December 6th and 7th in 1969. And that was all tied into, and meanwhile across the country, they were using this poster like in Burger Kings and whatever. They would partner with different places to collect toys for the kids. And I don't have figures for 69. I heard in 1970 that they collected and distributed something like 6 million toys to underprivileged kids. Well, this is a copy of the original art. In 2007, the original art for this showed up at San Diego Comic-Con. But this just gives you an idea of how big.
So this is actual size.
This is how big the original was. And Jack Kirby drew and inked this. And then it was reduced down to the poster.
Twice up?
About twice
One
up,
and a half.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the restoration complete, the poster is removed from the board and a 1-inch paper margin is trimmed around the edges.
Based on how yellow it was.
Yeah.
I
I'm
didn't know
amazed.
what. I didn't know what you could do, and this is certainly.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's anywhere near this good. So
Oh, I'm so glad.
considering how yellow it was, I mean, this hung above my bed since when I was a kid. We got it in 69 or 70s. I moved out here in 1987 to work in the film industry as a makeup effects artist. As a comic book fan, and as specifically a Marvel fan, I got to work on like the 2 Michael Chiklis Fantastic Fours, doing Michael Chiklis Thing makeup. I did Paul Bettany on Civil War and Infinity War as the Vision. I worked on the first Iron Man. I worked on, I did Tilda Swinton in Endgame, her Ancient One. So just, it's been great that the fan in me has gotten to work on these movies that I would have, been going to see anyway, and that I've gotten to do these characters like the Vision and the Thing that were like my favorites, as a kid, growing up. So it's just, it's a nice kind of full circle thing.
Not every project we take on needs extensive restoration. Sometimes a thorough cleaning and proper stabilization with only minimal touch-ups is enough to preserve the piece and revive its nostalgic charm. And we were so happy to accomplish that for Brett and Bart. A very special thank you to both of them for sharing their story and being a part of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you're a fan of comics, be sure to check out this video where we restore a massive Superman poster from the 1950s. If you're a fan of ASMR, be sure to check out our channel, Fourth Cone ASMR, where we share the satisfying sounds of our studio with no music and no narration.